This is Sippin' with Sammy. I am Mr. Fly Shit, only the one and only Sippin' with Sammy. Sam Malone, Barstool Rug. If you ain't sippin' with Sammy, you ain't sippin' right. Please get your fucking life together.
Damn, Sammy, you done fucked up.
Thanks, Sammy.
That's wild.
Oh,
there you go.
Are we back? Can we hear it?
There we go. So,
There we go.
what I'm saying is, since yesterday we had such a blast, we didn't get to all the topics, and then we said, you know what? We'll do what we did last week and go live on Thursday. And then I went to work today, and I said, well, by Thursday, it's going to be a whole nother news cycle and a whole bunch of other stuff to talk about. And if we do want to cover some of these topics, which a few of them were very interesting and important to us, hopefully to y'all too, we might as well do them today. So shout out Kate from Fire Productions for adjusting her schedule so we can get on tonight. You know what I'm saying? Making it happen for the team.
Oh, hey, TikTok. We here.
Yo, TikTok, what's happening? This is Sippin' with Sammy. I am. That's all y'all need. But but yeah, so that's why we live tonight. We do want to get into some topics from last night that we didn't finish. A couple new ones from today, or a couple of updates, I guess, from today's news cycle also. Kay, we also discussed briefly a couple times that we will start streaming a little more often, a little more random. We probably going to keep Monday consistent, but we might just randomly stream throughout the week or weekend. Outside of me doing more vertical streams also with the cell phone, because I get a little spoiled with the studio life. A little spoiled. Then I go out in public and forget to pull my phone out. Like, I'm ridiculous. So that's what we look forward to doing with the channel. So hopefully y'all enjoy the things we'll bring in. More of us on here means that we'll be able to do more and different things and bring different things to the page or to the live streams that we haven't been able to do yet, because can't fit everything into one day sometimes. What do you think, Kay?
Yeah, no, I agree.
So I'm excited, and I know it's the end of the year, but coming in the new year, or actually we starting ahead of the new year, we're gonna pick up the pace a little bit more, man. Have some fun with y'all, and we still had the episodes dropping, but they might not drop weekly since we'll be going live more. So
Yeah,
we'll figure it out, man. Try and get a new balance.
Yep.
New balance. And a lot of those guests could come on a live stream, so
Yeah.
there's that too.
But, I mean, I think the moral of the story is we're trying to listen to y'all. We know y'all like the live stream. We know y'all really enjoy the topic-based conversation, so we're trying to do more of that.
Yeah, and some other things. Got a couple tricks up these little ass sleeves. But
hold on a second. I don't like the way that our cameras are coming in.
Our feed is bad.
It's just like jumpy.
I'm grainy? Oh.
It's jumpy. So I'm going to add a little delay on it so that it's not jumpy anymore. And then I'll just need to adjust the audio to match.
Alright, so she's talking that high power talk. All I could do is watch. But yeah, we got some good topics tonight. Some great topics. Anything, where are y'all from? Who's tapped in? Is anybody sipping? I always like to know that. Let us know where y'all tapped in from. We appreciate that. Appreciate the love. Always. But we're going to get our audio visual together right now. And then we're going to have some fun. Right now, I'm drinking Cavassier, by the way. IPA. As usual, I'm kind of like predictable that way.
All right, that's better.
So we good now? Everything groovy?
Yeah, I turned the encoder up, so we shouldn't have a delay, but it's still buffering us in a nice way. So.
All right. Anybody in the chat that notices the difference or has any expertise, let us know how we coming through for y'all, man. We trying to get y'all the best show possible. But let's get into a topic, okay?
All right.
Let's do it. I'm ready.
All right.
Pitch me a ball.
Well, I was about to start with sports, so let's do that.
All right. Bet you ain't got no baseball though.
I don't have any baseball, unfortunately.
I see you working.
But let's start with this. So, Inside the NBA was covering.
My bad. I just love those guys.
They were covering a game this weekend and decided to do their shootout against Stephen A. Smith.
Why is my mic so wet? They can hear me?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
It's probably turned down because that's Cash's mic.
I hear you way better than I hear me. All right.
He be yelling.
All right, go ahead.
So they had their shootout with Stephen A.
Mm-hmm.
And at first it was Kenny versus Stephen A.
Right.
And the handicap that they made Kenny do was shoot left-handed.
Well, Kenny decided to do that.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
And Stephen A. won.
Very convincingly. Now, what I don't like about Kenny shooting left-handed, even though you'll say, well, I was a professional athlete, one of the best shooters ever in NBA history, all of that, it's a cop-out.
Why?
Because if you lose, if you use your dominant hand and you lose, that looks horrible.
Mm-hmm.
If you lose with your opposite hand, you always can say I shot with my opposite hand. Mm. But you position the bet or the proposition as if you're doing him a favor. So it doesn't seem like that. I don't like it. I done been in too many wagers and all of that. That's a weird way to do it. And then to lose that badly with a handicap when Stephen A. only hit, 2 or 3 of them.
Yeah, he didn't hit many. It
was a very beatable challenge. And then after that he went up against Shaq, right?
Yeah.
But I think this was more trying to donate more to the charity.
Right. That's what I took that as.
Because they always say, Shaq, put another 20 on it and all of that. So he like, all right, well, we'll shoot. And that was interesting because it was the first one to hit a 3-pointer. And Shaq was still trying to hit the rim.
Oh, well, Stephen A. airballed his first.
Yeah, but Shaq airballed about 5 of them.
Yeah.
5, 6, 7. It took a little while, but it was fun. I'm glad they finally did it. It was a build up on both shows for a couple weeks of Kenny denying it and all of that. And we even got to see Ernie shoot.
I think it's also dope that they did this because we take for granted how good NBA players are.
Mm-hmm.
And, you have former NBA players here.
Yeah.
In 2 of them.
Mm-hmm.
And they're struggling to hit
foul shots and 3-point and
at the rim on 3-pointers.
Yeah.
Like, these are people who used to be in the league, who used to be the greats.
People have no idea what it takes to maintain a good percentage, a shooting percentage. Like, you have no idea
the type of repetition
that it takes for somebody to make more than they miss.
Like, you don't just get to be Steph.
It's very easy to miss a shot. It's hard to keep making them. Trust me. I went through a lot to develop my shot when it mattered, and it was a lot of repetition and a lot of concentration and a lot of getting out there and just keep doing it.
Right.
Because you feel like you go on vacation, don't touch a basketball, come back, feel like a bum. It's crazy sometimes. I was only going 4 days. But that's how tight it is, though. But no, shout out to them. I think the two entities coming together was important to see, the camaraderie, because they were both out there on the same day for the same purpose. So I just thought it was decent. So I just wanted to salute them, shout them out. And Kenny, next time you got to stop the BS and you gonna have to shoot with your strong hand and beat. Like, now you got bragging rights till y'all do this again. When that's gonna be All-Star? It's a couple months. There's a lot of shows in between now and All-Star, bro.
It definitely is. That's crazy.
Yeah, but shout out to them, man. Great time always watching the Inside Guys. You know that.
Most definitely.
Where we at with it?
Well, let's stay in sports for a second, because I got plenty of women's basketball to talk about, despite the fact that they're not in season.
Which is a beautiful thing. That is an amazing thing, because we talking about trying to grow the game and we're watching it grow in real time.
Real time. Yeah. So speaking of growing, the WNBA is going international. So one of the things that we have mentioned before is that the WNBA is expanding. And not only did they add the Valkyries this year, but they had already announced their plans to add a team from Toronto. But more recently, the Toronto team has announced their name and branding. They will be the Toronto Tempo.
That's fire.
Yeah, I like it too. And as you can see from the graphic, this is a sample of what they're intending their branding to be. I'll be honest, it feels very OVO.
Definitely looks OVO.
So,
it looks like artwork.
Yeah, so I'm really not surprised to see the direction that they took, but I think that it's smart, and I think that they're going to sell a ton of merch. So shout out to the Toronto Tempo, and I'm excited to see them develop. But the other thing that the WNBA just recently announced is that they are going to play their first game internationally in the 2025 season.
Nice.
So they have scheduled a game to take place in Vancouver, Canada. And, you know, like I said, this is the first time that the WNBA is going international at all. And since their next team for the expansion is coming from Toronto, it only makes sense to try to build the viewership in Canada ahead of time. But let me be clear, Vancouver and Toronto are on completely opposite sides of the country in completely different provinces. So they're really looking at this as a way to expand their viewership, not only in Canada, but really internationally. So it's going to be very interesting to watch the WNBA develop over the next couple of years and see what type of traction that they can create internationally. And hopefully this will contribute to the larger goal that a lot of the women have of being able to make enough money in the WNBA to not have to go overseas. Yeah, so what do you think about all this international news?
I think it's fire. It's the first, I didn't know that they announced.
Yeah.
So I'm learning in real time, and I think that's dope. And the first thing that popped in my head is nowadays the intentionality behind team names. Like, we grew up with a lot of teams being named after stuff that we didn't even understand, or that was like,
or had to get changed.
Yeah, like it was bad work, or like the symbolism is like the same in high school travels up through college and into the NBA. You know what I mean? Like, you're a Hawk in high school, you be a Hawk in college, and you be a Hawk in the NBA. It's like,
or like, why are we all Trojans?
Yeah, why is there so many
Trojans?
Troy. Like, it was just so crazy. Like, but now I think the names are so intentional and they make so much more sense. And I don't know if it's just, I guess it's a sign of the times, but it's also a sign of the mindset of the people. Like, you're thinking marketing and you're thinking energy behind a name more than you're thinking symbolism that's just random. That has nothing to do with sports.
And Tempo is a fire name.
That's
Let
an
me
awesome
be clear.
name. Toronto Tempo, the TTs?
Yo, crazy name.
They're going to be acting crazy. Matter of fact, that's the Totos. Toronto Tempos.
I like it.
It's lit. They're going to have Toto gear.
But even just like seeing just Tempo on a jersey is going
fire.
to look fire.
It look like it feels like a tournament.
Or like, think about the chants that the fans can come up with, like the amount of different like inflections that you can put on the word tempo. That'll sound dope when you're all cheering it. Like, There's a lot that goes into this branding that most people probably don't even think about. But I gotta say, like, this one is smart as hell.
Yeah, I think that's fire. Valkyries was like,
Meh.
but
I get it.
At the same time, it gave me Phoenix vibes, like the bird.
Yeah.
And it's like I can see female Valkyrie. I can see where that goes. But no, I like it. I'm excited about it for them.
Well, and I think also they were somewhat playing off of the warriors too.
Yeah.
Like Valkyries are like a warrior, but a female warrior.
Female warrior, right?
Yeah.
Also, now when the NBA initially expanded to Canada, nobody wanted to play there because you had to pay the taxes.
Yeah.
The WNBA already has a financial problem with players' contracts.
But you got to remember the women are not in the same tax bracket as the men.
Oh.
Or so even remotely close.
Yeah, so it's way less in taxes.
Way less of a difference for taxes when we're talking about like 80,000 to 200,000 K
versus 10 million
versus a 10 million. Yeah. Cuz I mean, income taxes are progressive. They should be, the way that they're designed is to tax people who make more, a higher percentage. But unfortunately, the U.S. likes to give a lot of tax breaks to the wealthiest few. So that's not a problem here.
All right, cool. I was just curious about that, but thanks for that. I didn't know anything about them announcing the name, so now it feels like it's in motion. Like it feels like it's happening once we start giving up graphics and merch, and you know what I mean.
Oh, it's definitely. That's
happening. What makes it real. It's one thing to say, they're about to expand to such and such, but now you got to do this stuff early.
Right.
Get people on board, and Toronto, they always looking for something to celebrate.
Absolutely.
So that's fire for them.
And in other women's basketball news, I thought I was going to have a week off from talking about the Unrivaled League. But again, they continue to astound me. So this past week, they had a huge investor period where they were trying to sign up as many investors as possible to invest in the league and allow them to reach the salary goals that they had been trying to reach, that they had been marketing on. Mm-hmm. And I'm very pleased to announce that the Unrivaled League did meet their goal. They raised something like, I want to say $35 million of investment in this initial period, which means that the promised salary of $222K for every player will be achievable.
Nice.
So that's just huge. This league is already going to pay these players more than the WNBA for a much shorter season of 3-on-3 basketball. So the fact that Nafisa and Stewie can make this come together and happen, shout out to those two amazing women. Let's start there.
I love Fisa and Stewie.
Yes.
I'm a huge fan of them too.
And for them to be able to achieve this in their first year of operation, to have the anticipation built up that they have around the league, I'm very, very, very excited to see where this league ends up going and what sort of influence this league will end up having on some of the conversations that they've been having at the WNBA level. So the other thing that I wanted to mention is who some of these investors are.
That's what I was waiting on. I see a lot of people in the picture.
Yes. So some of these investors have been named, including Juju.
Nice.
Juju
got a piece?
Yes.
Yeah, Juju
got a piece.
Yeah, Ju.
We already had learned that two of our upcoming biggest anticipated draft picks for this new WNBA season in Flau'jae and Brooke. That's her name, Brooke.
Yep.
They are also both signed to equity deals.
That was the only one I knew about was on Flau'jae.
Yep.
Initially, yeah.
And in addition to that, Giannis has also signed up as an investor.
Nice.
Dawn Staley has signed up as an investor.
As she should, yeah. Dawn,
Michael
let's go.
Phelps has signed up as an investor.
Phelps is doing some fly shit on the low.
As well as some NBA owners. So, again, shout out to these amazing women who are really doing the damn thing and making the change that they want to see. This is dope, and I know we've been talking about it a lot, but I cannot stress enough how game-changing this will be for women's sports.
I like that it shows people the business in real time.
Yes.
Because we see the projections, we see the plans, we see We see them building on plans, and then we see them open up to get their investors. And for a lot of these investors to get to 35 as that group, because you could only name the people that was one that signed off on being named, and two that had to be named to draw attention to the league.
Yeah.
Which is very important. But at the same time, it's like all of those people to get to 35, it's a drop in the bucket for something that is going to be big in the future and a great investment overall. But it ain't even going to kill you real quick. You know what I mean?
Right.
$500,000 here, $1 or $2 there, $3 million there, and we there.
Well,
and
let's
it's
be
like,
clear.
That's just great to be able to get a group, because everybody that you named are people that you're excited about being a part of this.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
But let's also be clear. This is not a charity situation.
No, this is
these
investment.
Are investors with an expected return on their investment.
And this is only the first group or the first round.
Right.
So, like, it's going to be more. And, shoot, some of them might be part of the second and third round.
Absolutely. Some of them might triple down on their investment for all we know.
Yeah, so that's amazing, yo.
Yeah.
I'm excited about them really showing, like, you have an idea, you have position, this is how you maneuver, and this is how you delegate, and this is how you get stuff done without... Because we hear it all the time through different people's stories, but back in the day, like, you had to go back and look at Home Depot's story in a book somewhere.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So this is on real time, really in the media, really on social media. You really could just type in what we talking about, and it'll bring up everything up until this point.
Absolutely. So again, that league is starting in January, I believe, on the 17th. They are playing out of Miami. There are very few tickets for the games themselves because they're in a smaller venue, but they will be broadcast on TNT, so make sure that you tune in for that.
Tickets start at what, 500?
Yes.
Yeah. So make sure you got your TNT ready.
Yeah. Get that TNT.
Get TNT, man. Go to Hulu or something.
Yeah.
Swiggy, what you want? You want the mic? It's my dog, y'all. That's my dog.
That's my dog.
I knew it. I knew I could get it. 2 in a row.
All right, let's get out of sports for a second and talk about some streamer news.
Let's do it. What happened?
Let's start with the Figmunity
man.
World Crew, FMW.
Oh, man. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Proud of them. Excited for them.
So the Figmunity World is, a bunch of streamers from the West Coast that we've been following for quite some time now. You might remember them from their days on No Jumper. They have since spun off and started a ton of their own things. But most recently, they have announced that they will be on Power 106.
FM in LA.
Absolutely. Big deal. So they will be bringing Pun, AD, Heather, and T-Rel onto the radio on a weekly basis.
I think it's amazing. From what I hear, this has been in the works for about a year or so. Even their audition, like, they sit you down, you do about an hour of a show, and then they go over it or whatever have you. Which the clips I heard sounded really good. It sounded like, their chemistry. But that was done around Halloween, because they were discussing their plans for their Halloween costumes.
Okay.
So even up until that point, they still behind the scenes was trying to figure it out. And they said it was a lot of moving parts and a few people that helped them get there. But I think that it's a very great decision for Power 106. I think that it shows that some people at Power 106 have their finger on the pulse of what culture in LA, or what part of the culture in LA is missing on their station. And they just got it just that quick. And this is something that could be, because right now they're on a weekend. I believe they're on Sundays. But the thing is to try to get a daily week spot, right? Or to try to get a bigger weekend spot. So they'll wind up in a position where if they're good enough, they can get syndicated and be the West Coast Breakfast Club, essentially. I don't think you might not even thought about it that way, but that's kind of how it's set up for them.
That's dope. Good for them.
So that's fire. It's a great opportunity.
That's huge.
It's the perfect personalities. AD is Mr. I know everybody.
Yeah.
And a great artist on to his own rights. Pun is somebody that knows everybody, has produced with everybody, has business relationships with everybody.
Been in the industry for a long time.
He's been platinum for a long time. Heather is one of those. She's the girl that all the girls want to see what she got going on and want to be next to, and all her girlfriends are the it girls.
And she's a firecracker in the stream situation.
Yeah,
so.
They said they argued on Sunday on air.
Yeah, she's gonna bring the entertainment.
Hurricane Heather. So I just think it's perfect. And then Terrell is a hell of a personality overall.
Right.
But to know that Smack is gonna pop in and out, and other personalities that they have in their camp, Duno will be up there when he can, and stuff like that, is just like. And then the guest, you got these 4 people, Black Book, unified, right? Mm-hmm. It could get ridiculous. And one thing's for sure, 2 things for certain. Everybody that was featured on Kendrick's album that you never heard of was on their podcast right few months before they got on that album, and it's not a coincidence. They got their finger on the pulse of what's up and coming, even down to Lefty Gunplay.
Absolutely.
You know?
Absolutely.
So, congratulations on them. This is a really big deal. And when I say that Breakfast Club thing, I don't want y'all to think I'm putting sauce on it. The West doesn't have one.
Right.
At all. We actually have a few.
Quite a few.
That could be in contention if the Breakfast Club wasn't so big. But they don't even have a situation quite like that. The biggest thing they have is they got Big Boy in the morning, but that's a different energy.
And somewhat of a different demographic.
Absolutely a different demo. I mean, he might be the only black on his show. Mm-hmm. Which on the West means something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's why he has a mixed co-host staff. But this is going to be different. This is going to feel like the come-up show for us, where we hearing people talk just like us, and they bringing through the people that we fuck with at a level where, you know how people like to like artists before everybody else do.
Of course.
And then they get their moment, and you the one that gave them that moment. That's going to make them legends
yeah.
in LA. That's going to be crazy. So salute, man. Salute. You know, our time coming. We done did the radio before. I'll go back again. That bag of new right.
Right.
That bag of new right. Trust me. We can figure it out, and I can pull some stunts. I got some folks I still ain't bought through the pod yet. Actually, droves of them. And you know this.
So let's stick with talking about new shows.
All right, what we doing?
Let's talk about Mr. Beast.
Oh,
So,
I'm late.
Mr. Beast's Beast Games has been announced. It will be premiering this week
Like
on
Squid
Amazon
Games?
Prime.
Like Squid Games?
I think so.
Okay.
It's similar to the way that a lot of his game shows on his channel run, where they are, large reality contests for, in this case, $5 million.
Amazon Prime is a big deal.
Yes, his show will be on Amazon Prime. I
Get outta
believe
there.
it's premiering on the 19th, but don't hold me to that. I do know it's this week. So if you remember back over the summer, I mentioned a topic where Mr. Beast had some allegations that were coming up against him.
Yep.
This is the reality show that those allegations have stemmed from. So remember, those allegations were about sexism experienced by contestants and lies experienced by contestants and things like that. So this is the reality show that was being filmed where those allegations have come from. So at this point, Amazon has not released any sort of statement when it comes to that, but I do feel like part of the reason that you're late on this is because of those allegations, because I have not seen very much marketing for this show in general, and I think that people are scared to touch it.
So way more marketing for Mafia Thon too.
Right. So I'm definitely going to watch it. If you don't know, I'm a huge Mr. Beast fan. I really enjoy watching his videos. I love the production that goes into it. So I'm definitely going to watch. I will surely report back and let you guys know how it goes. But yeah, I'm very curious to see how this reality show plays out and whether any of that tension actually made it onto the big screen.
Broski, you got a minute?
No, I'm live right now. That's why I told you to call me at 5. But I'll call you when I get off stream.
All right, bet. My bad, peace.
No, all good. All good. Shout out and Wash.
Oh, hey, I'm Wash.
But go ahead. My bad.
That was
I
it.
just had to answer that because I know that I told him to call me at 5. And I guess he just got a chance to call me, so I didn't want to just say text me.
Oh.
Because, usually we wouldn't even be live today. And I might have told him to call me before we decided to go live, actually. So, but as far as this, I think it's real interesting what you said about the lack of promo, because my first question when you brought it up was, how you know? Was it on one of his videos? Because I didn't know.
The only reason that I knew about this was because I go to the Associated Press's website. And in the very bottom corner of the Associated Press's website yesterday, this was featured as a coming soon new TV show buried inside of another article.
That's crazy. That means they just don't want to let that money go, but they can't put no energy behind it.
Yep.
But what's even iller is my second question was, how you know it's still happening? That was my second question. Because like I said, the first one being, did you hear about it on the show? Because that would be him saying it's still going down. But then the way you said you had to find out is crazy, because you watch a lot of his content.
Yeah, but that's how you know. I don't even think that he's promoting it. I think that a press release was sent from Amazon that detailed all of the new shows that they have being released this week, and this was buried in it, and that's what AP Press picked up.
That's crazy, because as big as his brand is, they're going to probably drop the ball unless something goes naturally viral.
Right.
And that's possible, because Mr. Beast is a big deal. His name being on any site will probably crash it. We know that. But at the same time, like, it's amazing to invest $5 million in a grand prize for one.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever it took to get Mr. Beast and all his brands over there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you paid him a lot of money.
So one thing that I did just find,
got him paid a lot of money too.
Absolutely. One thing that I did just find on the internet is that they are not releasing this all at once to binge watch. They are releasing this in an episodic way.
As they should. The
first 2 episodes will be coming out on the 19th, followed by 1 per week, stretching until February 13th. They have 10 episodes total. And I think that that's kind of interesting too, because that makes me feel a little bit better about the lack of marketing that we've seen thus far. They might be waiting to see what having a name like Mr. Beast brings to them without them pushing too terribly hard. And then after the first episode is out, or the first 2 episodes are out, then they'll start to market via the Instagram Prime channel as soon as those are up. So I get it a little bit more now, but I still think that the allegations have a lot to do with that decision.
Yeah, I was about to say, they might have been about to release it for binge watching, and then they had to shift for marketing purposes.
Yeah.
So, like, I can see both sides. So, I don't know. Well, we'll see how it plays out. Mr. Beast is not somebody that I'm necessarily going to feel bad for if it doesn't do what it's supposed to do, because it's going to do better than anything else.
I mean, it's still Mr. Beast at the end of the day.
And he's Mr. Beast. So
yeah.
It's like, what, shout out to him and salute, but I'm not really, like, emotional about the fact that his rollout got fucked up, is what I'm saying.
Right. We do have somebody in the comments.
And
shout
his
out
rollout ain't regular rollout. Go ahead.
Shout out to Kai. He said, greetings from Germany. What
Yo,
up, Kai?
From Germany. What's up with you, man? What they drink in Germany?
Beer.
Only?
I mean, I'm sure they drink water, too.
Oh, man. That's like me, but I drink the cognac. That's crazy. All right, shout out to Germany, though, for real. But no, that was interesting. I'm learning, Kay. You learning me.
I'm always good to teach you something here and there.
Yeah, I mean, some of the stuff I don't care about, but some of the stuff be intriguing.
Some of the stuff you don't care about. At least you're honest.
Yeah. You're informative.
Let's talk about TDE.
Let's do it.
Tell the people, Sam.
So, TDE had their annual Christmas party in the Nickerson Gardens. For those that don't know, the Nickerson Gardens is where the area that Top and Kendrick and them is from. Projects. They are literally on their football field with a full production. It was free to get in as long as you bought a toy to donate, which is amazing. To be in these people's backyard like that, to make sure that the front couple rows was all children, no adults, to make sure that even when the kids got on stage with Dot to dance, that all them grown men got out the way and let the kids have a moment. Like, it was so intentional. The pop-out list was ridiculous. I know J-Rock performed, SZA performed, Doechii performed, Kendrick performed. who else? A lot of people. What's the name wound up performing by accident because they played his song and he brody. It was just a lot going on, but I just thought it was beautiful that this is something that they've been carrying on. I think it's amazing to be from an area like that and have the biggest inspirations from your area constantly give back and bring the biggest stars in the industry right to your backyard in a real way. That it just, you could see the energy in that crowd. It was no bullshit that went on. I hate that we always have to say that, but it's important that nothing did happen. Mm-hmm. But I just wanted to salute them because it's a big deal. I mean, Mac Wop DJing Kendrick's set. You got Smack on stage getting crazy. Like, it just was a lot that's like, yeah, that's what it's about, you know?
Right.
You know, I'm sure that they love the opportunity, but I think that's the other part of it, right? We see a lot of concerts and festivals on YouTube now. Mm-hmm. Like, we don't have to be there. Mm-hmm. They put the same energy and production value into this give back as a scissor show that she's getting paid, you know what I mean, a couple $100,000 for. Like, right. They really, like, put it all out there the same way. Like, we pulling the same trucks up that we pull up everywhere else. You know what I mean? And building the same stage and the same, because the stage was huge. If you looked at the stage, it looked like a Rolling Loud stage.
Right.
Because the space, because I always could judge from the space in front of the DJ booth, the runway section of the stage, if they have one, right? Mm-hmm. In front of that. And then how much space is behind the DJ booth up until the graphic or the wall or whatever's behind the DJ booth. And it's like, that was a big ass stage. So no, just shout out to them, man. Salute them. And keep up the good work. I just saw that Snoop said when comparing Death Row to TDE, he said TDE is the new Death Row and they're doing it better. So salute to them,
that's
man.
That's a heavy cosign.
Well, you know, he was one of the original ones that co-signed K-Dot and gave and said he was the next one. So he keep his eyes open. And when K-Dot shouted him out on Whacked Out Murals and said he was off the medibles, Snoop went right online and tweeted, "You right, nephew? I was edibled up. My bad." Because that's how they carrying it, and it's beautiful to see. It's beautiful to see that, to have an example like a Snoop or an E40 on the West that shows you that it's not about nothing. This is how you handle things like a gentleman.
That's why I thought that whole narrative about Snoop and Kendrick surrounding the Kendrick versus Drake beef was weird.
Yeah, well,
like, that felt forced. Yeah,
well, when everybody's grasping at straws and everybody has to be the first one to make a hot take, or they had the best caption and headline, it's muddy waters out here, man, and you gotta be careful. And Snoop was probably genuinely just trying to reciprocate love, because I don't think he appreciated his voice being on that song.
Right.
But I think he was doing the joint like, you know what, man, do what you do.
Yeah.
But didn't realize the perception of it. Like, bro, you know that you rep this whole thing and it's bigger than just your personal wanting to just man it down type of thing. You know what I mean?
Right.
You got to consider that feelings. And I just thought that it was handled great. And every time either one of them speak on each other, it's with love and respect, and they have each other's phone number.
Yeah.
They have each other's, and what I've learned from Figmunity World, all the motherfuckers got each other's phone number, yo. Or they sitting next to the one with the OG phone number, and they can call them and they will answer. From DJ Quick to E40 to Snoop Dogg, I've seen them all pull tricks where they just be like, I'll call them right now. And niggas usually be fronting. They and don't even say, yo, he might not answer, because he answers. It's like crazy. So salute to them for doing for the hood what everybody that's coming from the hood wishes that they could do, and some of us miss our mark, man. Not me so much. I've been you know, I'm gonna do more, but I've been trying to keep up with y'all, man. Y'all got something going. I'm trying to bring something through. So let me know too. That's another thing. Reach out to us, man. Let us know how to support y'all if y'all giving back. Mm-hmm. We appreciate that. We really do. Even if we just gotta, you know, bring a little light to it, we'll announce it, or maybe we come through with the cameras if we got time. But either way, let's figure it out. Let's draw some light to what y'all got going on. We appreciate y'all. I'm glad I was able to say that. Lil Wayne update.
Yeah. So
Wayne sat down with Skip Bayless. For those that don't know, they will be on a show together weekly, I believe it is. Maybe Wayne will be there twice a week, but he's been added to the list of people that Skip is doing his podcast with.
Okay, that makes sense. We
Or
knew that they were friends.
His independent show.
They've done shows before.
So Skip presented the question to Wayne, and it was very strange how he asked it because he was like, I don't understand what this means. But he said, I guess, he said, I was banging the Carter 3. I wore my Rolly chain proud. I guess my success let Lil Wayne down, or whatever the bar was. He was like, I don't understand what that means. Wayne, can you explain to me what that means and how you feel about the fact that, you know, the NFL, because I can't for the life of me figure out why they wouldn't let you headline in your own city. I just don't get it. And which is weird because Skip is a sports aficionado.
Right.
He knows why Wayne ain't get it.
Yeah.
But he's playing the bestie role.
Yeah, that's interesting.
So when he reads Wayne the line, Wayne says, that's the first time I ever heard that.
Talking about the line?
Yes. Because I never even heard it. I never even heard the song, but I get it. He's saying that he understands, like, he didn't have any control over it. His success got him what he got, but he saw that it affected me. And Wayne had a good response to it. But the beginning of that goddamn response is bothering me and everybody that heard it. That's the first time I heard that. And he kept repeating that.
Yo.
So, like...
I mean, we do know that Wayne kind of lives under a rock. But, like, to not have
gave
heard
a speech
the
that said...
song that referenced you...
The man said,
No.
Don't wake a sleeping giant. I will destroy and demolish. He said all of that, Kay. You don't remember that?
Yeah.
You said all of that without context?
I make it make sense.
And then weeks later, you still don't have context? She right here.
Oh, okay.
She on the step. You still don't have context? Like, I think unbothered, like, to be at a certain level, to be unbothered seems like the cool thing to do all the time. Sometimes you do it at the wrong time and it's ridiculous. And I'm not saying that it's not a chance that Wayne hasn't heard it. I'm saying even if that's true, that's ridiculous.
Yeah. Yeah.
It don't make no sense. But what he did do was cool down everything, all the speculation, because he said he reached out to Kendrick and they spoke and he congratulated him and told him he better kill it.
That's fair.
And then he kept saying, yeah, no, I talked to him. I told him he better kill it.
That makes me think that Kendrick might bring Wayne out.
He said he won't be in the country.
Okay.
And Skip hopped and said, I think that's best for you. I love that for you. Like, Skip, he might be lying, bro.
Yeah.
The deflect from the whoop, wham, bow. Because he might have already said too much. But anyway, I just, you gotta kill it, you better kill it part. Like when a MC from a certain cloth, a performer from a certain energy tells you, yeah, congratulations, you better kill it. It's like, congratulations, but if you don't fuck this shit up, like I perceive I would have done, or like my crowd perceives I would have done, it was more kind of challenging. It was like a backhanded congratulations.
Yeah, but
especially because he kept repeating it. I told him he better kill it. He kept saying that.
That doesn't surprise me. Like, there is still a little bit of competitiveness. Like, I get it. I'm not surprised by this. I think that's a fair reaction from Lil Wayne.
I ain't mad at it.
It's hip hop.
As somebody that knows about production, clearly Skip said,
we're going to have this conversation.
We got to do it because we got to introduce the show and get some people talking, and you haven't said anything besides what you said.
We need that viral moment.
So, but what happens is Skip does what Steve and a few of the other professionals at a high level do. When they get in a more relaxed setting or they get around more relaxed people, they over dramatize certain things. That's where all that, I don't understand why the NFL. I just don't get it for the life of me. And then even after Wayne explained the bar to him multiple times, he said, because, he says right here, and for the life of me, I don't understand what this means. He's Wayne. The one that you just called the GOAT in the middle of this conversation. The one that a lot of people consider the GOAT. Right? Somebody that understands bars, dissects bars, flips bars on a high level. Mm-hmm. He's not a hula hoop rapper. Right?
Yeah.
He just told you exactly what it meant. He actually worded it perfectly. And you still, for the life of me, I just don't get it. So how's Wayne the GOAT if you don't understand that line and Wayne be drawn? That wasn't an intricate bar. That was forward facing.
This is why we don't like Skip very much.
That was playing spades with your cards on face up on the table.
Yeah.
He said exactly what he wanted to say.
Well, and this is why it's going to be interesting to see Skip in a podcast setting. Because one of the things people love about podcasts is they're real, they're authentic, they're straight to you without a lot of the gimmicks that TV forces on you, a lot of that extra overproduction. Mm-hmm. So if he can't have like real off the cuff conversations without overproducing the hell of it, he's not going to garner that YouTube audience.
Well, what happens is, right, Stephen A and Skip in particular have a huge older male crowd, right? Who's missing from podcast audiences? Older males. So their audience that'll follow them from network might actually appreciate overproduction because they're not podcast listeners. They're watching their favorite personality on a different platform. Medium, so to speak. Mm-hmm. Do you think that's possible? Like, we don't like it because we used to like how it's supposed to go, but like their audience might not even like blink. Their target audience.
Maybe.
And is that a problem?
But if their target audience is enough to carry, is that that's kind of the question.
Well,
because it wasn't enough to carry on network television.
Well, for Steve's renegotiating something huge right now, so he still has his momentum and his leverage on television. Skip, not so much. You right.
All right, I was talking about Skip.
Yeah. Skip, not so much. I wanted to be clear. But yeah, I don't know. I just think that it's weird. It's weird to watch sometimes, especially when you're talking to a Wayne. And, you know, I'm big on not over asking questions. Mm-hmm. Right? And it's like you putting all this juice on it when Wayne knows you and Wayne is comfortable talking. Let him talk. If it was network, you wouldn't even have that much time to ask the question. Now you're using your extra time to take away from what you can get out of the conversation.
All to get a clip.
Yeah, to get 7 minutes.
That's what this is about. Is to get a fucking clip.
It's about crossing 6:30.
Yeah. Yeah. That's all that is.
That's all it was, yo. So it's like, you gotta be careful how you get the clips, man. We get clips all the time organically.
Right.
And trust and believe. I know sometimes when I say certain stuff to certain people, I'm gonna get gold, but I don't know what kind of gold I'm gonna get, so I don't dig too deep. I let them cook, and then I say, "Oh, that's what you gave me? That was better than what I was looking for." My nigga. Crazy. Yeah. Am I telling any lies?
No.
That's how I carry it. But yeah, let's get to the next thing, man. I just wanted to for anybody that didn't see it, it's over. Wayne has conceded and made the phone call because, you know, even Dot said nobody congratulated me, and that made Wayne look worse. So he went and did the grown man thing, but I still don't like how he carrying some of it.
Let's get to this, because I know you don't know nothing about this.
Tuah. I actually know a bit about it, but not enough to like introduce it.
Okay.
Yeah, I saw somebody speak to it.
So, the Tuah personality, she released a Memecoin last week, and it is being considered a huge failure. So if you don't know what meme coins are, think of Bitcoin or another type of cryptocurrency, but instead of it being, it's basically based off of a meme, or in this case, Tuah girl. So the Hawk, which was the name of the meme coin, basically when it was released, it very quickly jumped in value. to the point when people were buying in, it kept getting more and more expensive. And then immediately within the first hour of the release, it dropped significantly to below its initial starting rate.
And she pulled everybody money.
So, and they also found that some of the rules of cryptocurrency were not being followed in terms of the market share of the initial release. They found that basically I think it was like over 90% of the initial shares were owned by 3 people or 3 different IPs. Something crazy like that. So all that to say, she afterwards, after this utter failure, she basically hid herself from all of the internet and did not make any noise and did not resurface to talk about this. But yeah, I just think it's interesting because we see a lot of people
Why you skip when she took all the money? She took the money.
Is that confirmed?
The people I seen speaking to her, which are a very huge platform, said that she cashed out on people bread in a fashion that wasn't legit, and they were trying to figure out if it was her or if she was directed to do that by the people that set up the situation, because she wasn't the only one on the situation. She did not organize this coin. She was the face of it.
Well, so, and that's why I didn't say that she took all the money, because I don't know for sure that it was her that took the money.
But some fraud happened with this.
No, definitely fraud happened. That's why I said they broke the rules of cryptocurrency.
Yeah, some huge fraud happened with this.
Yeah.
Somebody ran off with the bag.
Absolutely. So I am seeing that her team has finally spoken out today, actually at 3:00. So the last thing that we had heard from her was, "I'm going to bed. I'll speak to you all in the morning." And that was 12 days ago. Right?
Yo, this internet shit. Oh, yeah.
So now what we're hearing is, can y'all stop these insane headlines? She didn't run away with the 500 million, and she didn't profit for 50 million. 1, the team pre-sold a few million to strategic advisors who sold early. 2, the token got sniped. 3, LP made greater than 1 million on 15% fees according to the tracker. So that's saying that she made about 1 million off of this whole thing. So they're saying that she did not steal the money. Basically, these strategic advisors that she sold to early, that 90% of the shares that I was talking about went to these 3 different IP addresses. They sold early, and that created this catastrophic steamroll effect.
Wow. Yo.
That fucked a lot of big fans of hers who wanted to buy this meme coin out of their investment, because like I said, the price went up really high at the initial release. So her fans who were trying to buy it were buying it at like $100 more than what it actually was going to be worth.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, I guess easy come, easy Tuah. See what I did there?
I see what you did there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Easy come, easy Tuah.
Where do you want to go next?
Tuah. Jay-Z this, Jay-Z that, Jay-Z that, Jay-Z this, get off Jay-Z dick. Oh man, shout out to my Uncle Hove. Little joke. I used to tell people that in high school. They didn't believe me. I didn't want them to, but that's how much I fucked with him. In 9th grade. But yeah, so Hove recently, his legal team called a meeting with all of the major media to Rock Nation to break down why everything that was said about Hove is fraudulent and why this lawyer is fraud or questionable or whatever have you. I thought this was very interesting because I've never heard of this before. And guess who was there, Kay?
Who?
Lauren LaRosa.
Huh.
Why? Because she still got that TMZ pool. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And other major entities were there that I heard speak to it too. But they basically, you hear the attorney saying, in one of the audios I heard that everything is about time. Time never lies. Time can't lie. So he breaks down the timeline of what the girl that was the alleged victim said happened to her, how far travel, how much time of travel, the situation, the fact that she said she met a limo driver and all the limos was barricaded off by police and that was impossible, and just a whole bunch of stuff to prove to
lots of inconsistencies,
to prove to the media at large, to their face, not in a public statement. They had a meeting. They were able to ask questions and all of that. And I believe you weren't supposed to record, but I think that at the time of Q&A you were allowed to.
Okay.
But I did hear, like I said, audio of him speaking in real time, but I'm a little confused on that because Lauren said you wasn't supposed to, but somebody else actually played it. You see what I'm saying? But either way, I think that this is what money do. This is what having a great legal team shows. The way that they initially addressed it, their follow-up on that, and then this is like, bravo. Because everybody, one, in the media that was there felt important. You know that.
Right.
You know that.
Right.
I'm pretty sure they were treated awesome. Right? Because the lawyer set this up. Mm-hmm. Not the team. Mm-hmm. So a little different. We're going to handle everybody with white glove treatment. Mm-hmm. And they were able to engage and to have a unique story to go back to their platform with, which is why the Q&A is important.
I did see a lot of headlines that were just like inconsistencies in the Jay-Z allegations.
Yeah, well, before it was inconsistencies was in the titles, but the titles was a little different. Everybody was covering their ass. Now everybody feel more comfortable saying, "Oh, they full of shit," and they're actually saying that this proves that everything that this lawyer does is scam worthy. Up until this point, like even the situation with Puff, even though Puff is, he ain't the only one that's going after him. You might bring light on a lot of stuff that might actually help Puff case, which is crazy.
Yeah.
But if it was anything I believe in, the way y'all make us believe it, is that if you can prove within the law, within these boundaries, then this person is guilty. So if y'all gotta break boundaries to reel a motherfucker in or to get a check out of somebody, then I'm definitely not with none of that. That's crazy. Don't kick me at my lowest because you gotta play and you got an ambulance scanner.
I think this Puff case might end up being one of like the most watched court cases.
It will.
Because it has to be televised at this point.
It has to be, and
if not, it's just going to take up every possible like news site just for dialogue.
Realize that every week it'll be like the Tonight Show of who has to come to court and testify or who showed up in support. Like, it's going to be crazy. This ain't OJ. And people like think of how big OJ was and there was so little things going on back then. Yeah, but this is different. OJ was retired. Motherfuckers was kind of over him. Black people didn't even really still care about OJ no more until it became a racial case. Right? Mm-hmm. Because that was how they presented it. And in a lot of ways, and a lot of things that was done, I'm talking about through media spaces and stuff like that. Like, it got ugly. So for this, with Puff, this gonna be different, man. This gonna be different. Yep. Let's stay in the courts. Let's go to Dul Killer.
Hold on. So before we do, Robert in the chat said,
my bad, Rob.
What about Trump too? Shit.
As far as Rob, I'm with you. Where we at? Where we at with it? Because I don't know which part you responding to.
It was during the Jay-Z allegations, so maybe talking about Puff.
Oh, those people got that same lawyer got something against Trump too. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, what's the correlation? But let me know. I'll bust it up with you about it. We'll come back to it.
That part. All right.
Let me know.
You said you wanted to go to Durk.
No, I wanted to go to Dul Killer.
Okay.
So interestingly enough, man, everything surrounding the death of YBC Dul gets weirder and weirder the more you find out about it. Mm-hmm. Because initially, the way it went down, you like, oh, that looked damn near professional. Like, that was crazy. Broad daylight like that, slide off. Then you find out about where they found the car, how they found the car, and that wasn't very professional. And then you find out they grabbed a 16-year-old for it, and he had all the guns in the house. One in the basement, couple in the bed with him, one under the bed, whatever have you. And he never had a problem with Dul. And that ain't make no sense. And then recently what came out this week is that young boy told on his mom.
Yo.
And said she gave him the rifle.
That's crazy.
It's still unclear to me whether he said she gave it to him for that purpose. But you know how they be like, so where you get it from? Homie said, my mom.
I heard also, too.
And they arrested her.
I heard also, too, that he said that his mom encouraged him to do it.
That's what I'm saying. I heard
right
that
before he went out.
I heard that, too, but I wasn't sure.
I saw that reported.
See, that's crazy.
I read that in an article. Like, straight up in an article. So, that's
a conversation between two people. You think she told them that?
I don't know.
No. He told him that. And the thing is, and I know they be in there talking their talk, but, I mean, you did something crazy, and you young, and I know they're going to hang you as an adult because you are black, or whatever have you. But what do you get off for giving up your mom?
None of this. But I mean, what did you get off for doing what you did?
I saw something earlier today that said Rayful Edmond passed, and I haven't confirmed that yet, so I don't want to confirm it or deny it. But Rayful Edmond told because they was trying to lock up his mom. They tied her into his case, and they was going to give her big time. At least they was threatening to. You see what I'm saying? So, like, this is the opposite of that. And not saying he's supposed to tell, but what I'm saying is you told on your mom?
This new generation's different, yo. Different.
Your mom, B?
That's crazy.
But to have a mom that's a problem is like a whole nother thing, and trust me, I know.
But when you're 13 and a freaking doing stuff like this, like, it's got to come from somewhere.
This city got a real issue with motherfuckers not knowing how to be parents, yo.
Real shit.
A real issue with that. And I mean, I understand it's not easy for a lot of people, probably a majority of the people in this area, let alone this city. I get that. But our folks ain't had shit neither. They made sure that we was in check, man. They wasn't raising us to wild out. They was raising us to protect ourselves and learn how to fend for ourselves. Because nobody was guaranteed to give you a fucking job or a break. That's what it was about. To give your kid the joint and encourage the year is crazy. That's so beyond me. Unless they found out through communication on like a device or something. Because that's the only way I can see youngin' not giving that up. This thing gets weirder and weirder every 3 weeks. And it's far from over. He ain't go to trial yet. And on top of that, which I'm not sure is unrelated, we just had the most violent week in Philly in a long time.
Yeah, we definitely did.
Sherelle had to step outside and say something.
Did she?
Yeah, man. 24 people got hit over the weekend. Which there was a time where that was kind of normal, but like...
Not in a while.
We curved it a little bit. Like, it was feeling a little more comfortable outside in the city.
Yep.
That's crazy, yo. And like I said, don't be surprised if some of these is related to some of these folks that we've already got YouTube videos about. So it's weird. It's weird. Let's get off court for a minute. Where you want to go?
You want to go light?
Yeah, I want to go light.
All right. Let's talk about Kai's girlfriend.
I knew it. I knew you wanted to talk about Kai's girlfriend. She's a cutie.
Of course I want to talk about Kai's girlfriend.
She's adorable. They said she's a TikToker.
Is she?
That's what I heard.
That makes sense.
Yeah, she used to posing for shit and being, yeah. Anyway.
So, Kai made his return to Twitch and the streaming universe.
First of all, Kai.
Absolutely.
Salute to you, young man, always.
And on his first stream back for after Mafiathon 2, he announced that he has a girlfriend.
Oh, do I got that on here? Go ahead.
You gotta have something, right?
Yeah, boy.
Fitting. I like that. So not only did he announce that he had a girlfriend, but later on in the stream, he ended up showing her off for the cameras.
For the cake.
Yeah. So what do you think about this?
I'm happy for him. Like, he's a very young man that is very aware of who he is and very spiritually guided and very close to his mom. So I trust that he made the right decision on a girlfriend, but I'm not looking at this as something forever. But I know if you spend all your time entertaining people, you need a little entertainment and a little support too.
Yeah.
So
I'm happy that he's smitten.
It's fly to know that he has somebody that's consistently going to be there when he needs somebody to talk to besides Mom Dukes, and, you know, somebody to spoil a little bit, because he has opportunity. Like, he could spoil her without spending no money. Just because of his endorsements and connections and things like that. Like, they could live great without him having to blow a bag, so to speak.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? They gonna send him here. She could fly with him. Like, it is what it is.
Yeah.
She's a country girl. They saying she cooks. I like that. You know, she's cute. She's beautiful.
Yeah.
She's a beautiful girl. Seems a little bashful, but I think that it's one thing to have, I don't know how many she got on TikTok, but she might got 1 million, 2 million motherfuckers on TikTok for all I know, right?
Well, who knows now after...
But to be on his stream and it's that many people looking at you and talking about you in real time,
Yeah.
I think was very overwhelming for her. So I thought that it was adorable that she came across bashful, but she might not be that. That might have just been the overwhelming moment, because I don't know about the young lady that much. But I just love it for Kai, because, like I say, he puts a lot of energy into putting people in position and entertaining people and busting his brain to do the most decent things that he can do. Because you got to realize, when you fishing for subscribers and streams and to break records, people do ridiculous things.
Right.
He does a lot of stuff that's just fun, yo.
Yeah.
And it's not him reaching. And he's just building his village, and he's bringing up people with him. And he also, that same night, announced that he's going to try to get Rakai and Ray a house next year.
That's dope.
Which is why it's important for Ray to get his visa situation situated. But he said he's actually on it and is about to be situated. Now we got to worry about if he got to go military or not. But Rakai is a young man who he was giving game to for 30 days on the stream, or at least 25 of them. I don't know when Rakai got to the house. But he also told him on that stream how to step his stream up since he's been back home. He like, you running around too much. Like, you got to sit still. You got to be in the spot, letting them get to know you for 4 hours at a time. And I thought that was wise advice, because Rakai rant wound up lit. So now he can go to everybody else join and, you know, trade content and all of that. And I think he was running a little crazy. So he reeled him in, and then he told him, he said, it's not guaranteed, but next year he's going to try to get a situation for Ray and Rakai. And I thought that was dope, because just the opportunities that I open up to people that nobody even was, you know, that hip to it at one point. So I love that he has a girlfriend. I love it. I love it. I love it. I hope that he take his time, because I don't want him to wind up with an angry baby mom. You know what I'm saying? But besides that, man, live your life, man. You can afford to make babies, get married, do whatever the fuck you want. And he just showed his new car collection, all red fly shit.
I saw that.
Like
I saw that.
4 pieces in the garage. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah. So happy birthday,
Crazy,
Kai.
man. Happy birthday, Kai. Enjoy your life, man. Love on that girl as long as it work. And when it don't, just know that you still got a fan base. And there's a billion women that think you handsome.
Absolutely.
So you going to be all right.
Yep.
You know what I mean? But I wish them the best, man. I just don't want to get too, but they're cute together. I like it.
Yeah.
Y'all look good on a boat together somewhere, man. Go have some fun.
I got a question.
Mm-hmm.
How long do you think that they have actually been dating before, like, the stream announcement?
There's been rumors for a few months.
Okay.
There was was it Cabo? There was a vacation where the pictures lined up, and you know the internet is great at figuring that out.
Right, of course.
There's a time on the stream where they caught Tylil showing him her page or her on TikTok.
Okay. They
sitting in the kitchen and Tylil hop off the counter and show it, and he says something that they picked up on that made it know he was watching her on TikTok. It's been clue for a little bit.
Okay.
It's been breadcrumbs.
Yeah.
For a little bit, but I definitely don't think he hopped right off the stream and got a girlfriend. You know what I mean?
Right.
Also, I think it's dope because the last thing you heard about him, besides the stuff that happens on the stream where the girl said, "But we friends though," or stuff like that, was the situation where the porn star said that he didn't pay her and all of that shit, and then he bought her domain and flooded her page and all of that. Like, that wasn't that long ago. So it's good to see that he don't gotta do that no more. He don't gotta deal with that no more.
Yo.
No, because in his position, I give y'all 70 hours of me a week on stream. I'm getting the best motherfucker in the world. I ain't trying to marinate no fish. How much?
Right.
Like, be for real, man.
That's a lot of hours.
Yeah, like, this nigga be working, man. So
that's a lot of hours.
That nigga said, how can I get something right now that I know I'm going to be satisfied by? And it blew up in his face, but he handled that shit like a assassin. He drowned her. He said, I knew you ain't buy it, so I bought it. Crazy. And put a record all over it.
All right.
Shout out to Kai and his new boo. Crazy thing is, he could make women. So, like, if they don't work out, he's going to be one of the ones with that list where it'd be like, damn, every girl he turned down just winds up a fucking celebrity. She winds up with the next NFL player, next rapper. They going to be picking off his tree if he keep running through him. Watch. That's probably why he kept her quiet so long.
I hope that's not the case.
No, I hope they work out, man.
Yeah.
But they young, so I don't want to, I mean?
Yeah,
Like, when you getting that kind of money and you young and she bad and y'all getting along, you gotta know how to walk that walk and not force that race.
Yeah, and I mean, this is his first public girlfriend, so there's gonna be trials and tribulations with that regardless.
You saw the part where him and Phantom had a moment over they're not gonna be able to run around like they used to no more and do what they used to do?
No, I did not see that.
Yeah, they hugged it out and all that. It was fine.
That's cute.
Because, they strip clubs and two-mans and all of that together.
All right, where are you trying to go?
Let's go to drone update. So Kay can talk. Cause that was ridiculous. I'm so glad you saw it or heard it, because I was listening like, all right, I know I ain't stupid.
Yeah. So we talked about the drones yesterday on our live. But if you missed it, basically what's going on is all these folks in New Jersey, the eastern part of PA, Delaware, and some spaces in between have been seeing a lot of drone sightings in the sky. Last we heard and how we reported yesterday was that, the senator and other folks were looking into investigating this. Sheriffs had said that they were putting their own drones into the sky to try to investigate what was going on with this. And now, today we hear a report that they are now claiming that these drones are private drones, and
commercial
drones and
officer police drones,
yes,
and something else, but they named everything except military, or
Government.
foreign or government.
Yep.
They named every kind of drone that exists except for the entities that it probably is when you have SUV-sized drones by the multitude.
Yep.
Flying over a place for over a week.
And even if these are commercial drones or private drones,
why are they allowed to be over my house?
That part. Why is that okay? Why are we just supposed to be okay with that? Don't we have air rights to the land that we own? Like, this is crazy to me. Now, I understand above a certain level, like if you're above aviation levels, of course, whatever. But these drones are possibly picking up and collecting information and data about us. And it
or
kind of
setting you up.
Or
they
that.
can see when you leave your crib, when you come back to your crib. It's all type of nonsense
Or that.
going on. And I never put past the fact that on any aircraft, you could put heat monitoring materials on them, radars. You could put all type of things.
Yeah.
Imagine 40 years ago, if you went fishing, they had a sonar that read the water to let you know where the school's officials at. Imagine what they got on a drone the size of an SUV in the air over your house.
Well, and then to continue this like argument that the people who are witnessing these drones, which it's not a small handful, it's magnitudes of people, that they're somehow, conspiracy theorists, or they don't know what they're talking about, or this is normal. Like, no, this is not normal. This is not just commercial drones.
All right, so I got a question.
Yeah.
If this is not the military, not the government, not somebody that could kick off a war from foreign whatever, right? Mm-hmm. Then I can shoot it down, right? Why wouldn't you be allowed? Because gun sales have went up in New Jersey since this. Mm-hmm. Because one, you got people that's preparing for whatever's next that y'all plotting over their house. Mm-hmm. Two, you got people that's like, man, I'm gonna just get that one out the air. And one of them has crashed that I read of.
Yeah.
But and then they say that most of them are unmanned, as if there's some that are manned. It's the weirdest thing. It's like they left reason for everything except what's supposed to scare you in the description of what they found in their research. That doesn't make any sense in 2024, yo, than in 2025.
At all.
Like, y'all can't keep running the same plays, man. This is weird. And the crazy thing is, no matter what it is and how weird it is, we're not going to find out unless somebody hacks something or leaks something. And we're in an age where that's completely possible. I'm sure the hackers is probably on it right now. But that's weird.
Yeah.
That's weird as hell. Because there's too many of them. They too widespread and they idling too long.
Yeah.
It's too much idling. You just hovering.
And what are you doing while you're hovering if not collecting information?
And what information?
Yes. That's what I want to know.
What are y'all doing? The census? Like, it don't make no sense.
I don't get it.
But shout out to you for the update. Shout out to them for the bullshit update. Because y'all ain't even tell us nothing, man. Y'all told us we found something out we ain't telling y'all. That's what y'all said.
Yeah. Basically, they confirmed that this is a specific classified government program that they aren't talking about.
That they're not allowed to speak on.
That's what they confirmed.
It is above my pay grade, but I do know that it's them.
Yep. Nothing to worry about, but we can't tell you why.
I'm going to probably move to Detroit soon.
Yeah. Yeah. Basically.
Detroit is wild. Shout out Detroit. All right, so, I mean,
we got to go back.
We either get into sports or we get dark.
We got to go dark.
Let's go dark.
We can't end dark.
Let's go dark, man. We got to go dark again, man. 0 Dark 90.
Ugh. All right, let's get through this. All right, let me start by giving you guys an update on what's going on in Syria.
Sheesh.
Yeah.
Crack a beer to that.
So if you remember, I guess it was last week, we talked about the that Assad had been ousted by the rebels. So since then, a lot has happened. Number one, remember when I was talking about that, I told you that while governments were acting like this is a good thing, we really don't know what this means in terms of foreign relations moving forward with Syria. Mm-hmm. We don't know where this is going to shake out, and unfortunately, that is still the case. They are now, the U.S. government is now advising that any U.S. citizens immediately exit Syria for multiple reasons. Violence has escalated across the country, both internally as well as coming from Israel. So remember I talked that last week that Israel started to occupy this border zone between the two of them out of the illusion of creating stability. So more so, Israel has started to bomb strategic targets in Syria, saying that they are trying to prevent these resources from being used by, the wrong powers. There's also been a lot of other global powers trying to intervene in this situation and assert their influence, not just Israel. But Israel has been the one that is most talked about recently.
But that's typical. Go ahead.
No, I mean, there's so much going on, and it's so convoluted at this time because, again, we don't know where this is going to shake out. We don't know necessarily, as Americans, the true intentions of this rebel group and whether it fits what citizens of Syria would like to see. Syria has been so war-torn for so long at this point that it's really just like a shadow of the country that it used to be in terms of its ability to its citizens' ability to advocate for themselves. And at this point, we're only speaking about the citizens who are still left in that country. The amount of refugee citizens that have been displaced and are living across all of the nations of the world are innumerable. So yeah, there's just a lot going on in Syria. Prayers to everybody who's affected by that situation.
Absolutely.
Revolution is never pretty
at all.
And it's something that's held in this high esteem, but when it comes down to the brass tacks of it, lives are often lost. So, and
it's usually a situation that can go either way.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then when you have other more powerful entities with vested interest in being a part of whatever happens, it gets really murky.
Yeah.
Really, really murky.
So prayers up to everybody who is in Syria currently.
Yo, that shit crazy, yo, because I knew it. Because, everything that you said, 90% of that is typical.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
When these situations happen. But it's like, the part where you say we will never, it'll be a while before we know if what's going on or what happens or what shakes out is in the best interest of the Syrian people. That's the part that's always scary because that's the other way. Like, it go either way, that's the other way. Right? Mm-hmm. Things could get better or y'all could wind up in a situation that's like, damn, we was better off trying to figure it out with that motherfucker. And that's ugly.
Yeah.
That's ugly. I hate that for them because we wind up in choosing between the greater two evils in this country every cycle now. You know what I mean? The lesser of two evils, I should say. Every cycle now. And for them, it ain't even that. This is so much more extreme that it's disgusting. It's disgusting, man. Too many people displaced, too many people killed. And no real idea of what the future holds is scary.
Yeah.
Scary. Let's do it. Where we at now?
Well, let's just get through this dark stuff.
Let's do it, man.
All right. So we got to talk about this Wisconsin situation. Where's my graphic? Here it is. So my graphic is from yesterday. So yesterday we didn't really know much. But today a lot of information has come out. So, Sam, do you want me to give the update or did you want to? Please
do this because you actually probably know more than I do.
Okay.
I've been avoiding it.
Basically, what we know at this point is that a student and a teacher were killed. 6 people were taken to area hospitals, but the victims' names have not been publicly identified at this time. What has been identified is the shooter. So the shooter is a 15-year-old girl named Natalie Rupnow. She went by the name Samantha. She also died due to a self-inflicted gunshot wound. She brought a handgun,
9mm.
yes, to school in her backpack. And she went to a Christian academy that has about 400 students. So basically, the day that this happened, the students were planned to have they were in mid Christmas festivities. This is basically the week before their Christmas break. And they had holiday concerts, ugly sweater days, and plenty of other things planned that they were doing. So the shooter was in a study hall classroom with students from mixed grades and pulled out a handgun and opened fire. The bullets were confined to one area, but the shooter did not appear to target specific individuals and was shooting indiscriminately at students and teachers. So at 10:57, a second grade teacher called 911 and reported the shooting.
I heard it was a second grade student. It was a teacher?
They were saying it's a teacher.
Okay.
Yep. And a deputy from the Dane County Sheriff's Office was the first to arrive on scene at 11 a.m., so it was a pretty quick response time. The next police officer arrived 24 seconds later, and they immediately entered the school at that time. There were police medics about 3 miles away, and they responded as well. There was this academy had been doing live shooter drills before this happened, so they had a procedure in place. They ran the lockdown signals. They locked down the school, and waited, and because the shooter also shot themselves. Once that happened, the situation was basically over.
I don't know. Shooter drills, right? It's become a norm for a lot of our children and a lot of people that work in certain type of businesses or buildings nowadays, which is already disheartening because it's one, like, kids got fire drills. That's a lot for kids, small kids, right? Because it's the whole follow directions, be quiet at a moment, make sure that, you fall in line. We don't know if this is real or fake, like all of that, right? Shooting drills are very similar, but way more scary. Because what you just said was the shots went off in a study hall in an isolated area. They shut down the school and ran the drill, right? This means that if we're in a part of the building that can't hear what happened, we have no idea that people downstairs are dying. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, if you weren't within 3 classrooms of what happened, you might not have any idea that this is really happening and my school is about to be on the news and I lost a friend and a teacher.
Right.
And my other friends and my other teachers are in the hospital, and one of them in critical. Like, it is so scary.
Yeah.
And the crazy thing is, they know the drill. But the drill becomes like the fire drill. At some point, it always feels like a drill until it ain't. Right?
Yeah.
It's very scary, yo. It's very scary. Prayers up to everybody. it's horrific.
I have a couple more details.
Okay.
So, CNN is also reporting that police are saying now that they have found some sort of manifesto. And the way that this manifesto came about is someone who is appears to be a friend of the shooter. Wrote a letter that was released on like social media, but that person has yet to be found. So they haven't been able to question them.
I don't even want to say what that sounds like.
Yeah. It's also, I mean, there's a lot of questions also about the fact that the shooter was identified to be a girl.
Yep.
There's questions as to whether she is transgender.
That's what was weird about the names. Her name was Natalie and Samantha or something like that?
Yeah. Natalie, but she goes by Samantha.
Yeah, like those names don't even equate.
Yeah. There's a lot of questions there, and I think, like I said, as much as we didn't know anything yesterday, and we know a lot more today, we still don't know
anything.
A lot. So more details, I'm sure, are going to continue to come out about this. But yeah, prayers to everybody who was affected. This is terrible.
Sheesh. Yeah, that's horrible. I don't even like. See, the thing about finding out the details after the fact is it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
That child is lost. Those people are lost. Those children and people are traumatized. The school becomes a shrine for something horrible that happened. It's just none of the details matter unless there's something that can be stopped that was affecting that child. That is a real, criminal thing or something extreme that we can nip in the bud. But outside of that, it's like the thing happened.
Right.
There's no trial. There's no this. There's no, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't, she got a 9mm, so maybe we got another mom or dad that's going to get arrested. Ironically. But this is just.
Yeah.
And the crazy thing is, you know what I mean? Times I've been in situations where I'm like, is it going down? Right now? Way too many in a short amount of time.
All right, let's get away from that.
I got coworkers who folks got scanners at their job and they be on the way. Like, it's weird out here right now, yo. They be like, tell me something now.
I need you to introduce this topic.
Lil Durk gets a second murder for hire charge. All right, since the last charge for Durk that got him picked up when he supposedly had bought, reporting that he bought a bunch of plane tickets, he was trying to get low. He said that he used that as a way to find out if he did have warrants. We've since found out that clearly people are telling on Durk. People have been wearing wires around Durk for a while, but he got tied into a second MFH, because I don't want to keep repeating that, in relation to his brother's murder. His brother D-Thang was killed at a club referred to as the O. One night at the party, and while surrounded by a bunch of his folks that were obviously armed, because a lot of shots went off after he was hit. But he died, and what they're alleging is that Durk put money on his killer's head. What I saw, the most recent video that I seen, said that two young men from the section that represented the person that supposedly killed his brother were killed at a gas station. And then Durk, what they're saying is Durk made a song. Was it a song? Yeah, it was a song. He was a feature. He does a lot on features. Where he said that it's cool that we caught some wreck, but like I want the niggas I paid for. And then somebody got killed coming out of a church soon thereafter. And it's all supposedly connected to his brother's death, and slide for whatever, and all of that. You can't say that no more. All the stuff connected to what they do. and it's all supposedly funded by him. There's evidence of it, and one rumor says that the person that did it got $2,500 a year for 4 years or something like that.
That's it?
It's a strange way to do a payout. Annually, $2,400, $2,500. It's weird, but I don't know how true that is. But it's going to keep loading up. And one thing about, you think that victims of assault need to see people come off a pedestal to speak up? Imagine people that know that you possibly have an army behind you and you might have done something to that way. As soon as they sit you down and it look ugly for you, a lot of people going to start telling a lot of stories, whether true or false. And then it's about following paper trails and following conversations, and these motherfuckers do a lot on Instagram Live.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
Save them, too.
Yeah.
Add to page. like, oh, man. Smirk. It's looking ugly. I have heard one person say that they reaching with this, but that's one person. And one thing that I do know about Durk and another person from out there that was an entertainer too, that I'm not going to just include his name because we talking about Durk. That's not fair. Mm-hmm. But like, there's a difference between gangsters and warlords, generals, motherfuckers with real power, and it's looking like Durk, Vine, and certain others were using their profile and their money to make a lot of pieces move, and it might catch up to Durk in this instance, one way or another. It's looking like they try and get him, and we're talking about things attached to murder. There's no statute of limitations, and there's no holds bar really to how they treat you and get into their goal. It's just the nature of the beast.
Yeah.
So hopefully his lawyers is lawyering like Thugs was, because they try and get the ball, man. And what's crazy about it, and you can't deny it, like it has to be said, a lot of them Chicago niggas that's wild, when you see them, they look approachable. Great smiles, clean. You know what I'm saying? They don't look like the animal that we keep hearing about.
Right, yeah.
And Durk is one for sure that always gave, like, I come from some shit, but I'm good. Mm-hmm. You know, just as vibes, even in conversations that you see him have or interviews. So it's very interesting when you find out all this stuff that people are running down on them for and what they going to have to deal with. But Durk been through shit before and he got out of it. So we'll see how you handle this one. But this is crazy. It's looking bad because when they figure that you got reach, you get locked up different.
Yeah.
They make sure you can't reach nobody while you in there. And you wind up only seeing people 1 hour a day. You damn near in solitary. Mm-hmm. It get bad for people that got that kind of power. And y'all don't even look at it that way because y'all not thinking about it. Y'all looking at them as a rapper. When you could get somebody hit in another city or another state for a couple of hours and you could do that multiple times, you flexing power in a different light.
Mm-hmm. Shout out Alex the Great. He hit us with the yerp.
Yerp. Yo, Alex. What's up with you? We almost done, man. We got a couple more topics, man. This has been a great stream. Shout out to y'all for tapping in.
Absolutely.
Having a good time. I'm glad we did this. Clear some of these topics up because I really like these topics.
Me too.
But I also had a great time yesterday, so.
Yeah. We'll find the balance. We'll figure it out.
No, this is, we're going to do what we can do and we can do it, baby.
Absolutely. So it's not often that we talk about college sports, but every once in a while something so extraordinary happens in college sports that we can't help but talk about it. And this is one of those things. So this weekend, the Tennessee women's basketball team got 30 3-pointers in a game.
You know, I thought I was bugging when I saw the headline.
Yo, this is crazy. 30 3-pointers in a college game.
It's a record for sure.
Yeah.
I believe the record was 26.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So maybe their 27th one was the record. But they went beyond that, and what was weird about it was done by committee. I feel like everybody on the team hit a three.
Yep.
But there's a few people that got a few threes, and one person that might have got 5. But, like, they got 33s by committee. Like, is this how we practice now? Is this the fucking press breaker? Which, that can't be literal. But you understand what I'm saying? Like, certain things you implement to be like, yo. Or just the theory of a missed 2 versus a missed 3 versus a made 3. Then you start playing with percentages and ratios. Like, this is where you start really doing the math. You know what they did to baseball. Started doing everything based on the numbers. And being like, well, you shoot this percentage, you shoot this percentage, you shoot this percentage. Whenever you get it, let it fly.
Yo, March Madness is going to be lit.
Oh, my goodness. And it's squads out there. It's crazy because they arguing that, what's the name, is hands down going to win it. Who was it, UConn?
Probably. Probably either UConn or Dawn Staley.
Might have been UConn for the women. They
Yeah.
were saying like it was crazy. It wasn't Dawn because, you know, I remember Dawn. But then they do this the same week that's the conversation.
Yeah.
That's what's crazy. And they scored 39 points or some shit like that.
Yep.
So 33 pointers is 90, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. That's 100 points without going to the hole. That's just you got that off the foul. You got a bean off with 3 pointers and a foul line.
Oh, UConn has Paige. I called her Brooke earlier. Paige.
Paige
Paige
Beckers.
Beckers, yeah.
Paige Beckers.
That's who UConn has, so that makes sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be crazy. Tennessee showing
Shout
their
out
stuff.
to them. Cause I seen some motherfuckers that I ain't never seen before going nuts.
Right. It's still exciting to watch Juju and her team play.
Yo, Juju just had 26 the other night on a nut ass. Man, what you mean?
Right.
Juju been giving it up. What's her numbers?
I'm looking now.
Yeah, man, Juju, and I'm watching the ESPN doc that they putting out weekly on. It's a good joint, man.
Juju had 26 in her last game.
And how much the game before that?
Don't tell me that off the top.
All right, because I think she had 26 twice.
Hold on, she's averaging 25.
See?
Yeah.
Yeah, she
25, 6 rebounds, 4 assists.
Check out Juju being Juju.
Yeah, I rounded up, but you get what I mean.
Juju is very impressive.
Yeah.
Very, very impressive. She's the next Candace Parker. For real. I like it.
So USC is going to
and
be
just
tough.
imagine.
They play UConn on Saturday.
Wow.
Did you know that?
No, I didn't. That's heavy.
Yeah, it's going to be on Fox.
Can you imagine Juju is getting stronger right now? Like, you part of a real program. Like she come in, and they said it. She had all the intangibles that it takes 3 years of college for most players to get.
Yeah.
They said she had that coming in. So just imagine all I'm building is my brain muscle and my muscles.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. She gonna be LeBron, the most intelligent player in the league.
Yeah.
Some Asia Wilson shit. Like, it's just gonna be like, no, I just know how to get there. Cause trust me, with how the season ended for Asia, watch what she do this year coming up. Cause she saw her weakness. They exposed it, right? In the championship, she got exposed.
Yeah.
What you think she working on right damn now with Bam and her trainer?
Right. Yo,
Against Bam. Bam, stand right there.
this season's gonna be lit.
It's gonna be so. Basketball for women is going to be ridiculous for the next few years, and
Yeah.
hopefully it keeps up the momentum. But the thing is, like I keep saying, these young ladies that are coming up out of college is some shit y'all ain't seen before, man. I see another girl on the House of Highlights every week.
Yeah.
That's scary.
I love the fact that even after like Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese entered the WNBA, we still have so many names to talk about when it comes to college women's basketball.
No, it's awesome, man. Like I'm saying, I'm telling you.
Like even more so than the guys right now, I feel like.
It's coming in droves. Well, part of it is because women have to commit longer. So we don't have the guys long enough. Like when you watch Kentucky basketball, you watch it because you like Kentucky basketball. There's a different starting five every season.
Right.
You don't get to identify with players. Like when Paul Pierce was in college, with Jock Vaughn, Rafe LaFrentz, and Scott Pollard, I watched them motherfuckers for 4 years play basketball together.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And under a great coach. And it was like, nowadays, if I watch a Kansas game, I'm learning about a new player every time I watch a Kansas game.
Yeah.
So it is what it is, man. It's different now. But, you know, there's portals and all type of stuff. And the women don't really get to participate in being able to go pro early. So you get to see more of them more long. And they get stories. And now, with the way Dawn Staley recruiting, she's just always in a conversation. Young women want to play for her.
Yeah.
She's a player's coach.
Absolutely.
No, it's fly. It's fly.
All right.
My favorite thing is to see Dawn trying to dance, man. She's hilarious.
You ready to get into our last topic?
Can't be great at everything, Dawn. Yeah. Let's do that.
All right. Like we usually do, we are ending with our NFL updates. So this week was week 15. We're getting real close to the end of the season, and you can tell. This was also the first week of Fantasy League playoffs, which, interestingly enough, a lot of players who have been great recently did not score highly this week, so there were a lot of upsets in your Fantasy League, I am sure, if your league was anything like mine. But shout out to my team, because we're doing great. Moving on to the second round. But anyway, back to the NFL.
Shameless plug, why don't you?
Back to the NFL.
Talk about me real quick.
The week 15 started off on Thursday with the Rams beating the 49ers 12-6. That was kind of a boring game to watch. The Commanders beat the Saints 20-19. The Chiefs beat the Browns 21-7. The Bengals beat the Titans 37-27. The Dolphins lost to the Texans 12-20. Mm-hmm. And the Ravens beat the Giants 35-14. The Jets beat the Jaguars 32-25. The Cowboys beat the Panthers 30-14. The Bucks beat the Chargers 40-17. The Broncos beat the Colts 31-13. The Cardinals beat the Patriots 30-17. The Bills beat the Lions 48-42.
That was a game.
That was a crazy game. Eagles beat the Steelers 27-13. Packers beat the Seahawks 30-13. The Vikings beat the Bears 30-12. And the Falcons beat the Raiders 15-9. Lots of games, because now every team is playing every week for the rest of the season. We're done with buys.
Can I say something real quick?
Yeah.
So one of my coworkers today, we do Secret Santa at my job, right?
Okay.
So she says, and you know this person, I talk about her all the time. She's crazy. I'm not gonna say her name, but she said, yeah. So I know my person knows that I got him, and I was like, how do you know that your person knows? And she was like, because they asked the person that's mediating the whole thing, why she keep getting me Chicago bullshit. And she like, because on the list of what he like, he says Chicago Bears. But that's like the same thing as Chicago. I'm like, no, it's not the same thing. It's not the same thing at all. It's not the same thing at all. And she like, well, now I'm going to just get him a bag of chips. Because
she got him something else that was
because she got him $30 worth of bullshit. That's funny. But like... She's so out of touch with like what people care about, or empathy for what people care about, that she's like, say Chicago, and it's like, no, he probably likes OKC in basketball. He's probably a Bears fan.
Yo,
that might be the
funny
team him and his uncle or his dad used to like. You don't know.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
But she was so offended by it that she was on the time and like, man, now I'm gonna just get him some kid shit because he want to act like a kid. And I'm like, yo, you was wrong. He is young, but at the same time, it was like, yo, you saw Chicago and went Bulls, and you ordered this shit.
Right. So you went out your way. That's why it hurts so much. You went out your way to be wrong.
So I'm like, can you send it back? Can you exchange whatever? She like, well, then I got to drive and drop it off at the Amazon thing. Like, all right, yo.
Now you're just being lazy.
Like, you made the mistake, but you for 4 months had been giving this man Chicago bullshit.
That is hilarious.
He ain't won, and you mad that he asked the question.
Yo. Too much.
But all that this when you said the Bears, that's all I could think. Because I was looking at her like, why do you think that this is a good conversation to have with me? Why do you think I would be on your side of this? Am I bugging?
No.
But no, what did you think about this week of football? Any surprises? Anything that stood out to you? Any how about your team?
I mean, I will say,
because your team switched your pitch up this week.
Yes, we did. But before I get into a deep dive on the Eagles, overall this week of football was a little lackluster, I'll be honest. The teams that are out are clearly acting like they're out.
Just laid down.
Yeah, they straight up laid down.
You know what? 1, 2, 3, Cancun.
Which made for some really terrible games, low scoring games. You know, defenses are still out there like trying to tackle folks because they're defense. They're gonna do their thing regardless. But
they kind of got to.
Yeah, but overall, yeah, not too exciting.
A lot of people wore their comfy cleats.
Yeah. But the Eagles-Steelers game definitely did not disappoint. Going into that game, there was a lot of apprehension because a lot of the headlines were saying that A.J. Brown and Jalen Hurts may have a riff. After the game the Sunday before, A.J. Brown was asked what needs to improve, and he said the passing game. And a lot of media folks kind of ran with that. It wasn't helped by a teammate who kind of co-signed that there might be an issue between the two of them, between A.J. Brown and Jalen Hurts.
And then the media is saying, we found the play that he's talking about.
Right. Meanwhile, both Jalen Hurts and A.J. Brown were saying that there's no problem between the two of them. They were fine. So going into the game, they proved just that. Jalen Hurts actually relied much more heavily on the passing game than what he had been doing more recently. Saquon Barkley had some of his lowest numbers that he's put up this season. But despite that, A.J. Brown had a incredible day. And so did Devontae Smith. 2 touchdowns were thrown by Jalen Hurts for one going to A.J. Brown and one going to Devontae Smith. So overall, it was a good day for both of our star receivers.
And they did the kid and play after A.J. Brown scored the touchdown. They danced together.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and that was strictly for us.
That was definitely for us.
That was for us, but go ahead.
Yeah, so overall, that was nice to see, but, you know, it's going to be interesting to see what they do moving forward, because one thing that has shown true in the NFL this year is that the run game has been dominating. And the Eagles have been one of the prime examples of that. So was this a fluke week? Especially going up against Pittsburgh, which has one of the best run defenses in the league. Will they continue this strategy moving forward? Will A.J. Brown continue to get the amount of targets that he's looking for? Who knows? But we'll see what happens this coming week when they go up against Washington.
I got input.
Yes.
So, 2 things. Mm-hmm. One, you guys have a let's prove them wrong minded coach.
Yeah.
Like somebody that'll literally do some shit next week because of what happened in the media this week.
Yeah.
And the second point was strategically, when you've ran all season and you're up against the number 1 run defense in the league and they're hanging their hat on the fact that they're going to shut that shit down, you throw the ball. It's just like, so don't get too comfortable. Don't try to figure out if this is how they're going to finish the season. It just makes sense to be like, well, this is what they've been hanging their hat on. Clearly, this is where they feel strong at. And the opponent is thinking like, well, shit, that's what we great at.
Right.
We gonna cook them on that. We good on that. So as long as we look out for this tush push, we good. And then this motherfucker just start throwing shorts, longs, mids, slants, all type of shit. And it's like, well, hold up. They ain't did that in 8 weeks.
Yeah.
So I think it was just strategy and common sense. I think that it was good coaching. Absolutely. But because the coach had his play calling has been questionable, and he did get into it on the sideline with another coach. The same game. But at the same time, it's like, which that might be a problem. You shouldn't feel that comfortable barking at me on the sideline on national TV. But they're going to have to resolve that however they resolve that. But, things trickle down. So there's something happening where even with A.J. Brown saying what he's saying and the media giving it the attention that they gave it towards Jalen Hurts, there's some dissension in the ranks. Somewhere in there's dysfunction.
Yeah.
Everything isn't, they, 9 games, 10 games in a row? Winning?
Yes.
So, like, even with success,
10 games in a row.
There's distinction in there, and that could cause problems when you're trying to cross that threshold. You see what I'm saying? So they got to figure some things out. I don't know if he has to, because he strikes me as a player coach and somebody that tries to be relatable and not super high on a hierarchy. He might need to flex real quick.
Yeah, we'll see.
And I don't know. I don't want to say how that's supposed to show because I don't want to relate it directly to the argument on the sideline. I'm just talking about the energy in the locker room and being unified, right?
Yeah.
So he gonna have to do something. He gonna have to break a table or something. Like do something.
Yeah. Well,
sometimes you gotta throw the Gatorade joint against the wall. You know what I'm saying? Fuck it, everything's sticky. I don't give a fuck. Sometimes you gotta do that.
Let's talk about the playoffs.
Let's do it.
All right, so as it stands, we'll start with the NFC first. So the Lions, the Eagles, and the Vikings have all clinched their spots in the playoffs. There is 4 available playoff spots left. The closest to them are the Buccaneers, who are 1 game behind. Then the Rams, the Packers, and the Commanders. After that, you have the Seahawks, Falcons, Cardinals, 49ers, Cowboys, and Saints, who are still not quite out of it, although a lot of their percentages as far as probability of making the playoffs is pretty damn low. So you're likely to see some of those in the hunt teams end up making it.
Because you could be under 500 and still be in it.
Yeah.
Sad.
I know. So let's talk about the AFC. You have the Chiefs, the Bills, the Steelers, and the Texans, who have all clinched their playoff spots. There are still 3 available spots left. And for those spots, you're looking at the Ravens, the Broncos, and the Chargers, who are next up. Finally, you have the Colts and the Dolphins, although the Chargers recently lost a game, which puts them back behind 1 game down. So we'll see how that continues to shake out. Like I said, the Colts, the Dolphins, and the Bengals are right behind that standing. So things are pretty tight over in the AFC, and there's still a lot of hopes alive over there, but there's a lot of teams who have also been eliminated. The Jets, the Browns, Jaguars, Titans, Patriots, and Raiders are all out of contention. So me personally, I think if I had to call it now, I would say that the...
Drum roll, please.
It's going to be the Bills to win the AFC. And I'm going to go with... I want to say the Eagles, but I'm actually going to go with the Vikings. Are going to end up winning the NFC. I just feel like the Lions are getting a little plagued by injuries. They just had one of their star running backs go down this past week, and it's going to be difficult for them to continue on their streak relying only on one running back, Gibbs, when they had been running like a dual running back system. So That's why I don't have the Lions winning the NFC, and I don't have the Eagles winning the NFC because I don't like to diss my point
Get down on the
myself.
ground. Get down on the ground.
Are you all right over there?
I mean, like, I just want to make sure we make this a clip because you just said you got who and not the Eagles, and then you tried to blame it on the fact that you just don't want to get your hopes up high.
Yes.
That is
exactly
the
what I said.
ultimate low take.
Is it?
That is a cold take. That is an icy take. That take was so icy.
I'm a Philly fan. I don't.
So why you ain't say what y'all say?
What do we say?
Y'all say we going to the chip, we winning the chip in Super Bowl. Y'all as delusional as Cowboy fans. Y'all just don't admit it.
I'm a realistic Philly fan. We always disappoint.
Where? They won't allow you at the tailgate.
Well, hopefully they prove me wrong, and I will be there in shining fashion.
You know I've been at Eagles tailgates before, right? You walk through with a Rams jersey, they damn near roll on you and your wife.
I'm not gonna be there in a Rams jersey.
No, what I'm saying is like you can't be this wishy-washy Eagles fan. You got them cold
Don't
takes.
call me wishy-washy.
You said y'all not going and y'all got the best momentum in the league. What year did you say y'all
don't like
gonna
to
go?
get my hopes up.
What year are you allowed to say y'all going if it's not this year?
Never, because it jinxes it.
Well, what's the jinx based on? What happened? What did y'all do? Is it Jeffrey Lurie?
You just can't say that you're going or else you don't go. An injury happens, you don't go. No, you can't jinx it.
Just like the foul shot thing, like he shoots 98% from the line and then you miss the foul shot. It's like that.
Don't try to overanalyze my takes.
But do you think if you are the only person that don't say y'all going to the Super Bowl in Philly, that makes a difference?
Listen,
I'm trying to understand. This is amazing.
I would love for us to go to the Super Bowl, but I'm just not going to put that into words because I don't want to jinx us. That's it. That's all.
Well, our 5 million viewers might put out the hate against us. You're right.
That's fine. They can hate me all they want.
No, what I'm saying is they might have spoiled it for us, but you know.
That too.
People, she's crazy.
All right, that's my NFL take. Do you have a take?
I mean, I don't really got a dog in the fight because the only reason I even been keeping up with the NFL is because we do a show and you have a fantasy league.
And I need somebody to talk about it with.
Yeah, so it's like I really don't I don't care who win. It hurts me to see people get hurt. And last week we seen quite a few people get hurt. We saw people getting carted off on
Patrick Mahomes out for the rest of the season.
High ankle sprain. Don't bet your money on it. He might be back. They gotta go deep enough for him to come back, which is the problem.
Yeah.
But college person's carted off. Somebody on the Dolphins was carted off. It's bad, yo. And then the way that these owners carry it make it rough. But at the same time, I got a job to do, so I'm keeping up with the keeping up. I'm actually doing pretty good this season. I've been keeping up with basketball and football, and since COVID, I kind of been cool off a lot of shit. You know that. So I've been doing good. Man. And shout out to Merry Frigmas. Shout out to Friga and his squad. They've been keeping me entertained for the last few days, and everybody else. I think also Fig Community is doing their 12 days of Christmas. Content a little watered down, but I appreciate the effort. It's been entertaining. They still funny. It's like they did the same thing that they were doing for segments for 12 days of Christmas.
Yeah.
So it's like, all right, whatever.
But it's Christmas themed. And there's 12 days of it.
Yeah, they got Christmas hats on.
Yeah.
Same shit. But anyway, they doing their thing, and I'm not hating on that because they keep me entertained too. I ain't gonna lie. Shit, Frigmas was holding me down till Kai came back. You want to have real talk? I get a couple hours of Kai in a day. On the YouTube recap tip. So no, I've been having a great time, man. Shout out to all the creators, for real. Shout out to the artists. I've been in communication with a few of y'all right now while we on live, and we got some things coming, some dope stuff coming. Shout out to my guy from Uptown, Mel Austin. We should be filming with him very soon. A dope episode is gonna come with me and him because that's my guy. And even if you know Mel, you don't know Mel like I know Mel. You don't even know Mel is a power forward. / shooting guard at 5'11 and a half. You ain't know that. You ain't know Mel like I know Mel. But no, I'm going to have Mel through here. And for those that don't know, I had the conversation with Dul P. We played the record and a couple records with Mel on them. And I said, bro, it sound like you sampled this nigga. And I know the nigga that sung it. That's how real Mel is. So I'm excited about that conversation. What you think about that, Kat?
That'll be exciting.
You knew that's who Mel was, right? When
Absolutely.
I said we got Mel coming up soon.
I know exactly who you were talking about. He's one of those people that it's almost surprising that we haven't had him on yet.
Yeah, it's kind of how we got him. Because he sends me promo all the time because he's always working, and salute to that.
Yeah.
I love that. But I'm like, when you sliding? And he like, tell me when. And, it's just one of them things. Because, when he usually send me the thing, I'm like, yo, salute, congratulations, blah, 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 we going to catch up. This time I'm like, nigga, when you coming? And he was like, I'm going to pull up soon. So we going to get him through here soon. I'm not going to say when because, things change. But I'm looking forward to having to sit down with my guy. I actually was supposed to, at one point, and you don't even know this, do music with Mel. But somebody broke in his crib and stole all his equipment. And I had recently went by there. And he didn't trust nobody. And it took him a while to, I guess, figure out that I ain't had nothing to do with it. But, like, it's, when you invite people to production spaces and then something happened, you like, who did what? So, yeah. What's the comment?
Like a fluffy pillow.
Wow.
They're here once again after a while. Remember them? I remember you. I remember you from the chat. Fluffy pillow? You don't remember Fluffy pillow?
No, but I'm interested how they got their name. Anyway, might be a little kinky.
Yeah. So in other news, you can make sure that you tune into the channel. I did load up the channel with tons of shorts for this week. So we'll have 2 shorts a day dropping all throughout the whole week. Who knows? Like Sam said in the beginning of the show, we're definitely going to be going live more than...
We might be live Thursday. Who knows?
Oh.
We don't know.
It depends on what news happens, right?
Right. Here.
We're trying to be here with you for all the big moments. That's the goal, right? So, if there's something that you want to talk about, hit us up. Make sure that you comment on a post, comment on a video, and let us know like DM. A big topic that... Yeah, DM on Instagram. You can find ways to reach us. But let us know, if there's something you want to talk about, let us know.
And if it's something you got expertise on, we might pull you up.
Absolutely.
We got technology. We got spaces. We can figure it out.
We could Zoom you in.
Exactly. So don't think that you can't be a part of the thing, man. If you really support
we got Discord.
You really got input, we make you part of the process. You violate, we hit end stream.
Right.
Well, not end stream, end call. And you be out of there. It's simple.
Absolutely.
So, it ain't about nothing, man. We do appreciate everybody that taps in with us. There is no us without you.
That part.
You know what I'm saying? And enjoy your folks. Enjoy your holiday. If I don't get to say it before you get to engage in it, I don't know who's going to be on here next time I'm on here. But enjoy your people, man. Y'all see the tree behind me? I'm trying to get in the spirit, but I done already spent spiritual money, so it don't even matter. Don't even matter. I'm already participating.
There you go.
You know what I mean? And I'm be picking up, dropping off, grabbing ice, and taking out trash. I'm doing all the regulars. I ain't cooking nothing. But anything you want to say before we get out of here?
No, I'm good.
You good? You straight?
Yeah.
W stream?
W stream.
I just want to once again salute all the people that believe in what I got going on and sacrifice time to be a part of that, mainly being K from Fine Productions. I had a phone call from Sunny Brick yesterday. I didn't even tell K. She like, I know you going to have some time, so I want to come through and get some things done. And we going to have her through here. You're going to get to see Sunny again. Shout out to C-Cash. Shout out to everybody. Suzanne Christine just gave us a great post the other day. Shout out to All Purpose. He running around promoting. P-Dot.
He just posted.
Acting crazy.
Yep.
Like, it's really appreciated. Everybody that's fire. Barbie coming back soon. I gotta get with Barbie. She just busy, y'all.
Yeah.
Barbie just busy, y'all. But that's little sis, so we getting Barbie through. But other than that, I don't want to say the other names because there's no big eyes or little U's, but I don't want to pre-announce anything. But we got some dope shit planned. So thanks for tapping in with us. See y'all soon.
Sippin', I'm 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 sippin'.
This is Sippin' with Sammy. I am Mr. Fly Shit Only, the one and only Sippin' with Sammy. Sam Malone, Barstool Rug. If you ain't sippin' with Sammy, you ain't sippin' right. Please get your fucking life together.
Damn, Sammy, you done fucked up.
Yeah,
Thanks, Sammy.
yeah, boy.
Fucking yuppie transplant. Move the fuck out. Get out of our fucking city. You ain't even fucking born here. Tired of you motherfuckers.